Wake up, the sun is rising in the sky, chasing the stars and waving at goodbye.
Welcome back to Vibe
Golden
Podcast.
arrow lights
Today
the
we're discussing
morning
Do
air.
Electrons Live
The
Forever?
world is
A
singing,
topic researched for us by
joy
David
is
Morgan.
everywhere.
I'm joined by Charles and Angela.
Good day, Alice. I'm Charles, a former vicar. While I appreciate intellectual discussion, I believe the true answers to life's deepest questions, even about living forever, are found not in scientific theories, but in the divine wisdom of the scriptures.
And hello everyone, I'm Angela, a science enthusiast absolutely thrilled to delve into the subatomic world today. Electrons are such fascinating particles, crucial to everything from the smallest chemical bond to the vastness of the cosmos. Their story after death is a testament to the laws of space and time.
Excellent to have both of you. Angela, let's start with the big picture. When a human dies, what happens to the electrons in their body?
Well, Alice, it's a profound story of continuity. At the moment of death, vital functions like heartbeat and breathing cease. This cuts off oxygen to cells, stopping the electron transport chain in our mitochondria, which is essentially our cellular energy factory. But those electrons don't just disappear. The fundamental laws of physics and chemistry, specifically the conservation of matter and energy, dictate their fate.
Fate. A powerful word, Angela. But I must interject here. While science may track the physical particles, it cannot account for the soul, the very essence of a person, which, according to the Bible, returns to God who gave it. The material body may decompose, but the spirit transcends.
Absolutely, Charles, I understand your perspective on the spirit. From a purely scientific standpoint, what we observe is a remarkable redistribution. Shortly after death, enzymes within our cells initiate autolysis, breaking down cellular components. Many of these reactions involve electron transfer.
So, the electrons aren't destroyed, they just move around.
Precisely. As decomposition progresses, these breakdown products, including simple molecules and ions, are released into the soil and air. It's a continuous, interconnected cycle of matter and energy.
A cycle of matter, yes. The dust returns to the earth as it was, and the spirit returns to God who gave it. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. Science describes the former, but it is silent on the latter, which is truly what gives us our identity and purpose.
And that brings us to a fascinating scientific conclusion, Charles. Electrons are not destroyed at death. They remain part of the atoms and molecules that make up the body. They're redistributed, forming new bonds and compounds, entering the cycles of matter and energy that sustain the biosphere. In theory, our electrons would, effectively, live forever.
Forever? That's quite a claim. Angela, how can something keep living forever?
It's truly mind-boggling, Alice. According to current physics, electrons are fundamental particles. They are not known to decay into anything else. Their mean lifespan is considered infinite because there's no observed process by which an electron can spontaneously disappear or transform.
Eternal in a physical sense, perhaps. But what good is an eternal particle if it has no purpose or consciousness? The eternal life offered through faith is a conscious existence, a spiritual perpetuity, not merely the endless recycling of a subatomic component.
A fair point, Charles. Angela, if electrons are so stable, does that mean the total number of electrons in the universe is fixed? Are new ones ever created?
That's an excellent question. The total number isn't absolutely fixed, but it's extremely stable. Electrons can be created and destroyed, but only in very specific, high-energy processes that obey conservation laws. However, in ordinary chemical and physical processes, the number of electrons is conserved, they're just rearranged. So, on Earth, the electron count is largely the same over centuries, maintaining the neutrality of matter.
So, those electrons that were once us could theoretically become part of anything in the future. Plants, animals, even other people.
Absolutely. In a poetic sense, yes. The electrons that make up your body today could one day be part of millions of other things: people, animals, plants, rocks. It's the ultimate form of recycling.
Recycling of matter, indeed. But I must clarify that this is not us living forever. We are not our electrons. The Bible teaches that our identity, our very being, is far more than a collection of physical particles, no matter how long they persist. Our personhood, our consciousness, our memories, these are not stored in subatomic particles to be transferred to a rock or a tree.
That brings us to another interesting angle. Do electrons carry any information, like metadata about where they've been? If they're recycled, does their history go with them?
That's a great question, Alice. And the answer, in the classical sense, is no. An electron is a fundamental particle with properties like charge, mass, and spin, but it doesn't have a memory or a tag attached to it that stores information about its history or origin.
So, there's no record of a soul, no spiritual ID card, no moral ledger etched onto these particles. That supports my view perfectly. The electrons are merely components, not carriers of personal history or essence.
Well, Charles, while they don't carry personal metadata, it's worth noting that electrons can carry information through their spin, especially in quantum information science. An electron's spin has two possible states, up or down. A 1 or 0 if you like.
So, if an electron has an up spin in you, would it remain an up spin if it became part of a plant or animal? Or does it switch?
Good follow-up. An electron's spin isn't permanently fixed. While every electron always has a spin quantum number of 1/2, the direction, up or down, can change. In biological processes like photosynthesis or respiration, electrons are constantly moving and can and do change their spin states as they move between molecules or atoms.
So, even if all your electrons ended up in another human, even with the same spin, they wouldn't be you. The idea of an identical brain wouldn't make a duplicate person.
That's right, Alice. This is a fascinating philosophical dilemma, but from a scientific perspective, the answer is a resounding no. Every electron in the universe is fundamentally indistinguishable. They are all identical in mass, charge, and spin. Your identity is the pattern and the process, not the raw materials.
Precisely. Angela has inadvertently highlighted the very limit of material science in understanding human identity. Even if one could perfectly replicate every electron and its spin, it would still lack the vital spark, the animating spirit, the unique soul that makes a person truly them. That spark, that soul, is not a collection of electrons or a pattern of atoms. It is a divine gift. That is where our true and eternal identity lies, far beyond the reach of any scientific instrument.
A profound thought to end on. That's all for today. A big thank you to our guest researcher, David Morgan, for providing our topic. I'm your host, Alice.
Golden arrow lights the morning air. The world is singing, joy is everywhere. So open the door, let the laughter pour. We don't have forever, but who could want more? Raise up your glass, let the moment shine. This life is a spark, and tonight it's mine. The false dawn fades, but now the day is true. A voice